No, he's going to jump over the skin. This is getting further away. Don't jump back.
We all missed the sun setting.
Yeah, there's that, eh?
Welcome to St Lucia Experience, recorded here in St Lucia Beaches by Petrus Vivius and his favorite beach, Pardette. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Yes, it's Petrus Vivius without Pardette this morning, in collaboration with Frankie Two Socks from the For You to Fish campaign. And hopefully Frank is going to enlighten us a little bit more about the commercial ventures that is latent here in the Isimangaliso Wetland Park, never been exploited. One beautiful sunrise here at St Lucia. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Just a quick mud bank update. It hasn't changed much. We can see there's no scouring effect, there's no mud on the bolts or pieces or chunks on the beach like there was in 2021. So no, without agitation, this is not gonna wash out to the ocean. But we've got a nice long north pier here. If I can get my hands on some of the drone footage, I can show you. It reaches all the way from Honeymoon Bend down to the estuary mouth. It's the longest north pier that I've seen in the southern hemisphere. What we have here is a sandbank forming on the southern side, creeping into the mouth of the estuary. I can see it's deep, but it's getting very, very narrow. And that's our view up the Umfolozi Duzi channel that's supposed to drain the Umfolozi Flats and Sukulu farming community, but there is no water draining out there yet. Look at all this reeds coming down the Msindus River. Something got unstuck. Wow, it looks like an island that's drifting down here. Is there anything interesting there that we can see? Not much. Yellowbill stork is now finished eating on the water's edge. It's going to bake in the sun now. The grey heron, hey Petrus, just try stop shaking so much. And some more coming down. Look at the birds. The guest I got with my BC videos I sent out was more footage of the estuary. So I jumped aboard Funas, the Spirit of St Lucia, with Sean as the tour guide, to go and have a look if I can get more footage of the estuary of St Lucia. As Sean is swinging the boat around 360-degree axis, the current is strong, so he has to take evasive actions. We are going to face south towards the bridge any moment soon now.
The boat itself is very stable. You can feel free to move around as you wish. We have a small bar of beers, savannas, gins and honey that are there.
As the current swings us around, Sean has to make over corrections to get the boat to face into the current. The current's very strong here. Okay, all these years I thought that Brachymatus is indigenous to South Africa. No, it's an invasive species. Matus, the plant, typically grows about 13 feet high. Looms over native marshous plants, blocking out their sunlight. When Matus sheds its lower leaves or dies, it creates a thick layer of wrack that keeps native plants from germinating. Just enjoy the view of the St Lucia Estuary entrance, the bridge at Siabonga Jetty, the bridge that gives us access to this beautiful, lovely little abode that was once a humble fisher village. From spring to the end of summer, the bridge is home to thousands and thousands of swifts and swallows. Since we're subtropical in St Lucia, we would rather see the estuarine banks lined with mangroves. Since 1968, that happened as the estuary was established. The natural habitation took over and various mangrove species established itself in this pristine marine ecosystem, now overrun by reeds.
See some vervet monkeys jumping around the trees on the right, and a very young hippo running on the other side of that grass. And I'll stop by these ones a little bit.
It's a playing ground of fishermen on small little boats up and down the estuary that fed the economy with local tourism, domestic tourism, now overrun with tourism boats, sustaining nobody else than international tourism companies. Although these tourists are welcome, we would love to share the beauty of St Lucia. We don't see why the economy has to be starved of domestic tourism to make place for sausage factories that is totally only financial benefit for the inbound international tourism companies. Here we can see that all the mangrove trees on both sides of the estuary banks has died, and that is very, very devastating to the marine populations.
So when you see hippos above the water, it means their feet are on the bottom. They're also unable to swim. In deeper water, they go down to the bottom, walk along the bottom of the lake. If it is deep for too long, push up with the legs, take a breath, go down, carry on walking. They tend to average about 3 minutes under the water, picking up a speed of 15 kilometers an hour, just incredibly fast. Anywhere up to about 50 kilograms. With the female babies are protected immediately. A male calf she'll keep away until it's a little bit stronger. When they return with males, the bull can take the young males as a threat and will try to attack them. So she only returns if they are strong enough to escape. They don't have There's a hippo hiding under the tree in the direction of 2. No, possibly might be hiding a baby. So there's a little cave coming up in the tree ahead of us. Just look through it. So you're looking in the direction of 1. A little bit ahead of us. The palm trees or wild dates.
Wild dates.
Where do you see it? Oh.
So this next big green bush, swamp hibiscus, hiding underneath it. Water continually going over its back.
What's happening now?
Biggest problem with this Primates australis reach here in the St Lucia estuary system is the fact that we have no more estuary banks. the crocodiles can't breed, and the variety of bird species decreased a lot. It might be of the reed invasion, it might be of the marine species, lack of marine species, we don't know. But there is no more good sightings of Goliath herons, fish eagles, grey herons, pelicans, spoonbills, yellow-billed storks, woolly-necked storks. All these birds has now sort of disappeared. There used to be mud banks on low tide where we would find gobies, fiddler crabs, mangrove whelks, and in high tide it would have been nurseries for various hundreds of different marine fish species.
The branches bend like that. It's actually standing on some of the branches. Can't really go down too far. The tree's supporting it up.
Sean, I think this is how you pick up the big snakes on your boat. It's by pushing the nose into the reeds so that people can take pictures of the painted reed frogs. A typical mudbank is now overrun like this with papyrus grass and sedge grass, as well as the reeds. That used to be a healthy mangrove swamp forest with air roots, mangrove whelks, fiddler crabs on low tide, and on high tide, as I said, spawning fish, nursery for baby fish. It was a lavish ecosystem for marine species. It was a lavish ecosystem for marine species. What we're looking now is just a small section of a kilometers and kilometers and kilometers of dead mangrove trees. They was suffocated. It's all suffocated.
Anytime we ever get these really big snakes coming on the boat is when I go into the grass like this. Hippos have 4 senses. They have ears, eyes, and nose, but they also use their jawbone. When they're lying in the water like that, their jawbone can accurately pinpoint vibration in the water and detect movement.
Really?
Closest living relative with the evolutionary scale, it goes whale, manatees, hippopotamus. So their closest relative is the manatees, then the whale.
What is a manatees?
Manatees is like, you get them in the States, it looks like a massive sort of seal top.
Okay.
Very slow moving animal.
Okay. Well, they do look as though they're having a whale of a time. Hey, look at that.
The one last shot for me, please, guys. Action shot. Need action shot.
No, I need a mouth
I'm
over.
waiting for it. 1, 2, 3, 5.
Yeah, how many are here?
There's a lot here, huh?
Just one action shot. Come guys, you can do it.
10, 15?
Okay, so further ahead in the distance, what looks almost like a mountain range in the background, that's actually our coastline. Those are all vegetated sand dunes. The highest sand dune ahead of us is 183 meters high. Ocean just on the other side. Then this park starts just to the right of that tall sand dune. We run north, 200 kilometers north to the border of Mozambique. We have the largest. There's a cattle egret winter down just around the corner here. Okay, this one is a little bit lot. Okay, they're going down. Yeah. Okay, so it should be just around this next corner. There's some there. Okay, they lift up quite slowly. It actually makes quite a nice one. You get the reflection on the water as well. You can actually see all of the reflections.
Unfortunately, the tour has to end at 6 o'clock, and it's now already 10 to or 5 to 6, and we're approaching Sunset Jetty. What a different view to approach Sunset Jetty from the estuary side. You guys normally see the view from Sunset Jetty side.
Looking from Joburg, on the right hand side, that orange ball is the sun.
Which side is the daughter?
This reeds establish an island is formed. They lift themselves out of the water. So even with salt water entering the system, this reeds has established themselves. And we now know they're invasive species. They're not a native species. So yeah, this is a big problem. This is a huge problem, the invasive reeds of St Lucia Estuary.
Good. Look at the crocodile on the jetty. I'm gonna offload you guys here. So, do you want me to offload you now? Next to the crocodile?
Oh my God! Look at the crocodile on the jetty.
Okay, sorry, I'm going to turn right because I was looking at the people, not the crocodile. When you look at a crocodile, you always must take note of the front feet. If the front feet are forward, is they're ready in the position to go. If they're folded back, you still have about a second.
But if you blink, it's too late.
alive! Look at the cute little crocodile.
Have you had this happen before?
So unfortunately we will be offloading you right next.
Okay, say hi. Take a fucking photo. Say, I love you guys.
Wait, I take one like that?
Long ways. Oh wow. Keep up here out the way.
Oh, thank you.
Done. Oh, he's gonna have you with the crocodile.
Okay guys, we have to stay in the evening on the boat because the crocodile at the jetty.
You could just cook the crocodile on the brine. They make good chops.
So you can't stand there in the front.
Almost a crocodile in China.
You don't understand.
No, he's going to go get over the skin. This is getting further away. Don't jump back.
We all missed the sunset.
Yeah, there's that, right?
Sean, at least you can change the petrol, you know where the crocodile is.
I'll be back in an hour.
I'm going to go with them. We'll probably come back tomorrow.
She's so evil. Can't believe this.
No.
Did you take a picture? I've seen the picture. Just hopped up here.
I wonder how you got up.
Easy, very easy. Just lift his front legs up and climb up like a...
I would have loved to see.
I wanted to say like an alligator, but actually like a lizard.
As 'n angle van hier af sien, is wel cool. So it's tomorrow. Okay. Nice. So it seems like they see that.
Hi guys, if you're not subscribed to the channel yet, please click on the photo of me and Pardette and you'll be subscribed. It's absolutely for free. YouTube don't charge you a cent. I don't charge you a cent. Everything is for free if you subscribe. It will help sustain me and Pardette in St Lucia and improve our quality of life. Thank you.